and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are embarking on a journey into the world of homeopathy and shining a spotlight on homeopathic medicine with the unique healing properties. So, yes, I'm talking about Arnica montana. So, if you are curious about homeopathy, or seeking natural alternatives for certain health concerns. This video is perfectly for you, so watch this video till end for more knowledge and stay connected with us. Join me as we unravel the characteristics, indications, and potential benefits of this wonderful homeopathic medicine that is Arnica montana. So let's talk about Arnica montana. So Arnica montana is known as the first aid remedy in homeopathy. It is made from a plant which is called as leopard's vein, which grows in Europe. In homeopathy, we use it mainly for injuries, traumas, bruises, and physical shock. Trauma in all its varieties and effects, recent or remote, is met by arnica more than any more than by any other single drug. It is especially used after falls, accident, or surgeries. It helps to reduce the pain, swelling, and discoloration and speeds up the healing process. Now, next, we'll talk about the pathogenesis. So, by its action upon the blood, it produces anemia, tendency to hemorrhage, capillary stasis, ecchymosis, and defective nutrition. Arnica montana causes reabsorption of the extravasated blood, prevents septic conditions, and recovery of the parts. On the muscular, serous, and the cellular and the tendons, it produces conditions which are similar to those resulting from blunt injuries. Now, next, we'll talk about the constitution of Arnica montana. So, let's now talk about the constitution of Arnica montana. So, in homeopathy, a constitutional remedy is one that matches not just the disease symptom, but also the person's physical build, temperament, and overall nature. The Arnica's constitution is usually robust, muscular, and strong individuals, people who are physically active, like athletes, laborers, and those who work hard physically. They are generally plethoric, means full blooded, with good circulation, but may be prone to bruising or bleeding easily after injury. Mentally, they are fearful after injuries, often says, I'm fine, when they are not, and don't want to be touched or approached. Emotionally, they can be irritable, restless, and oversensitive to pain. There is often a history of trauma, physical or emotional, that has had a lasting effect. Anika types often push people away, both physically and emotionally, when they are in pain or distress. Yet, they need care and healing deeply. Now, next, we'll talk about the drug action of Arnica montana. So, it acts best on the medical problems which are related with the skin, venous system, muscular system, digestive system, serous membrane, circulation. But the chief action of the arnica is on the blood and the blood vessels, particularly the capillaries. It's generally believed to possess the power of absorbing blood. Next, we'll talk about the clinical indications of Arnica montana. So, this medicine can be successful for treating headaches, meningitis, alopecia, acne, toothache, and bleeding gums, tonsillitis, bronchitis, coryza, whooping cough, angina pectoris, impotence in males, miscarriage, sore nipples, cramps, hematuria, hematemesis, wound, boils and carbuncles, gout and rheumatism, and lastly, fever. So, these are the various clinical indications of Arnica montana. Now next we'll talk about scope of a homeopathic now next we'll talk about scope of a Arnica montana as a homeopathic medicine. So I will explain it in a very elaborated manner so that you can understand this medicine very well. So first action of Arnica montana is on the skin, especially for the skin complaints. Let's talk about it. So Arnica montana has a powerful action upon the skin and cellular tissues, producing vesicular eruptions and red inflamed pustules resembling the boils. In susceptible subjects, most violent erysipelatous inflammation has been caused by its local application. Arnica is effective in treating many skin related diseases like acne, boils, eczema, and erysipelatous. The skin of the arnica patient is hot and dry with intense pricking or itching on the entire body. Arnica is effective in treating many small boils that are very painful to touch and appear one after another. Arnica can be given when there are numerous small semi transparent vesicles on the skin with great and excessive irritation, and the skin appear leathery after some time. The acne appears symmetrically with intolerable itching followed by redness, and this symptom indicating towards arnica. The next section of this medicine is on the digestive organs. So, the digestive system complaints. Let's talk about it. So, arnica in larger doses produces heat in the fauces, increases the flow of the saliva, irritate the stomach, causing nausea and vomiting, and on the bowels, diarrhea, collapse, and death. So the patient who complains of belching and bitter eructations in the early morning, which smells like rotten or spoiled egg. There is a pain in the stomach during eating, imperfect hiccups after eating, and oppressive masses passes upward and downward. Arnica is indicated when there is a violent retching, inclined to vomit, abdomen and rectum complaints. So the flatus in the abdomen causes pressure in the stomach and especially the inside of the abdomen that lasts all night. There is a rumbling of the rectum, but not attended by stool. There is a frequent emission of the flatus, with frequent urge to stool that is too offensive and smells like a rotten egg. Arnica montana has also indicated for constipation when the rectum is loaded with stool that does not come. The stool is ribbon like, and after every stool, the patient wants to lie down. Arnica montana is also effective in treating hemorrhoids, that is, piles. There is a prolapse of the anus after stool and pain in the anus as if it was bruised with severe soreness. The next section of the Arnica montana is on the circulatory system, or you can say venous system. Let's talk about it. So, Arnica montana arrests the secretory powers of the venous capillaries and produces a state which is similar to what we find attending violent contusions. But when given in medicinal doses, it acts upon these venous capillaries, stimulating their absorbent power. It becomes thus the great remedy in all the cases of concussions, sprain, or other sufferings from mechanical violence. It also causes venous hemorrhage from the nose, lungs, and hemorrhoidal vessels. So arnica is an effective remedy for treating angina pectoris. There is a pain in the cardiac region due to reduced blood flow to the heart that extends to the elbow of the left arm. There is a sore, lame, bruised pain in the cardiac region, and heart palpitates during and after eating. The next section of arnica is on the serous membrane. So let's talk about it. Montana acts upon the venous capillaries of secretions in the serous membrane, causing stagnation and inflammation, which which soon passes on to the effusion and then into the cavities. Hence, its usefulness to produce absorption in dropsical effusions, effusion of serum, which occurs after falls, blows, and extravasation of the blood, etc. Next action of Arnica montana is on the muscular system. Let's talk about it. So Arnica montana has a specific action upon the muscles, especially centering upon their fosses, the fascias, and the tendons, producing irritation and myalgia. Its myotic action is the most prominent of all its effect. Arnica also act upon the motor nerves, producing paresis of the muscular system to a marked degree. The next section of Arnica montana is on the circulation. Let's talk about it. So, in medicinal doses, arnica increases the action of the heart and the arteries and the frequency of the respiration, at the same time elevating the temperature of the skin with increase of all the secretions. It also has some hemetic actions of arnica montana is on the mind complaints. Let's talk about it. So there is an excessive sensitiveness of the mind and the body. The patient of the arnica do not want to be approached, and also they do not want to be touched. These are the two most striking symptoms of this medicine. Arnica is suitable for the patient who is very irritable, fearful, and easily frightened. There is anxiety about the present and the future, with peevishness that he would like to quarrel with everybody. Arnika's patient is very contradictory. When he gets sick, there is nothing that can be done to suit him. Mind is absent and cannot direct his thoughts to one subject. His thoughts imperceptibly wander from his subject and dwell upon the images and fanciful visions. And if we talk about the head symptom, so arnica is a remedy mainly indicated to mechanical injuries after a fall or blows into the head. In cases of meningitis after mechanical traumatic injuries from a fall, arnica can be given. It is also indicated when there is a congestive headache that becomes violent in walking in the morning and by moving the head. There is a burning sensation on the top of the head and boils on the scalp. Arnica is indicated for stinging, itching of the scalp, and it can't be removed by scratching. Arnica is also an effective remedy for hair fall as it has some antibacterial and anti inflammatory properties. It is also effective to treat seborrheic dermatitis, means dandruff of the scalp. Okay, now next we'll talk about the action of Arnica montana on the chest. Let's talk about the chest complaints. So, arnica is a very effective remedy for treating many respiratory related disorders. There is a shooting, stitching type of pain on both sides of the chest that prevents breathing. The symptom is one of the main key symptom of arnica. During cough, the patient hold the chest with both the hands to prevent the pain. It's advised giving arnica when there is asphyxia in newborns, especially after the laborious work. The next section of arnica montana is on the urinary complaints. Let's talk about it. Urinary system. So, arnica is indicated in treating haematuria, means blood in urine, as a result of injuries to the kidney. The patient will complain of frequent desires to urinate, accompanied by biting, burning in the urethra after micturition, but not during urinating. The last drop of the urine do not press out easily, and urine contain brick red sediments in it. Arnica is also indicated to treat renal stones and kidney stones. Next section of Arnica montana is on the male genitals. Let's talk about it. So, arnica is very effective in treating the male related disorders. There is a violent sexual desires and violent continued erections after waking in the morning, make the patient irritable. It is also indicated to treat itching, pimples on the prepuce, and the red spot on the glands. Next section of Arnica montana is on the female genitals. So, let's talk about it. So, arnica is a top listed medicine for treating many ovarian diseases. There are pains from spraining in the ovarian region. The patient to walk bent cannot walk erect. Arnica is indicated when there is metorrhagia after coition, with sore, lame, and bruised feeling in the uterine region. Arnica can be given to the patient whose sense appears too soon and the amount is too profuse with nausea and bloody discharge between menstrual cycles. Arnica is very effective medicine for uterine hemorrhages. The blood is bright red and mixed with a clot. Arnica is highly indicated medicine for the treatment of mastitis, that is painful infection of the tissues of the breast. The right breast becomes swollen and tender, while in the left breast there is accumulation of the pus. Arnica lotion is very effective in the drainage of the pus from the breast and gives relief to the patient from the pain. Now next, usefulness of Arnica montana is for the injuries. So let's talk about it. So in cases of acute injuries, sensation will be sore, lame, bruised feeling all over the affected part, which will be very much painful, sensitive to touch, and the affected part become bluish and blackish with the extravasation of the blood. There may also be injury to the conjunctiva and retina due to the coughing with the extravasation of the blood, sore, lame, bruised feeling in the eyes. After difficult labor, there is a soreness of the part with the retention or the incontinence of the urine. In acute cases of the injury, Arnica montana, if Arnica montana is given, so it can control hemorrhage. It reabsorbs the extravasation of the blood. It prevents the suppuration and the septic condition. It prevents the postpartum hemorrhage and the purpureal complications. And if we talk about the chronic injuries, so in chronic cases of injuries, if even if received years ago, resulting in tremors, articular rheumatism, paratic and paralytic condition of the parts, arnica is very useful. Consequent upon chronic injuries, especially concussions of the brain received years ago, there is involuntary evacuations from the bladder, involuntary feces, and the urine. The next action of the Arnica montana is on the extremities. So basically, here we'll talk about the rheumatism. So there is an ascending type of rheumatism in Arnica montana. And character, we talk about the character of the pain. So patient is very oversensitive to touch, cannot bear the pain. There is a great fear of being touched or struck by a person coming near him. Pain in the back and the limbs as if bruised or bitten, and cannot walk erect on account of bruised pain in the pelvic organs. Okay. Now, last usefulness of Arnica montana, that is for the fever. So generally it is indicated in the typhoid fever. So let's talk about it. So arnica is a great fever remedy. All the three stages of fever, that is rigor, heat, and sweat, are well marked. During fever, there is a low muttering in the sleep. When asked, the patient will give an answer correctly and completely and then will go on sleep and become unconscious. This is a characteristic symptom of arnica montana. There is a great internal heat. Hand and legs feel cold while the face and the head appears hot. After fever, there is a profuse perspiration, that is sweating, especially at night, that smells like sour and accompanied by anguish. In sweating, there is an aversion to uncover. The patient wants to be covered. So these are the main actions of Arnica montana. I hope they are well understood. Now, next we'll talk about the doses and the potencies of Arnica montana. So listen it very carefully. Let's talk about the Arnica montana doses and the potencies. So the doses and the potency of the Arnica montana depends on the individual case. So if we have Arnica montana in 30 potency, so lower potency is given when very few symptoms of the patient matches with the medicine and help the doctor only to diagnose the disease condition. This potency require frequent repetition, that is 3 to 4 times a day, till the expected result is seen. Arnica montana 200 potency, 200 ch. So this is considered as a higher potency of Arnica montana. They are given when the majority of the mental symptoms and the physical symptoms of the Arnica montana matches. Higher potencies are advisable to be not repeated very often. They act for a longer durations of time, so the second dose is repeated every 7 days or every 15 days once. On giving 200 ch potency, it is advisable to wait for the symptoms to subside. It is helpful in the conditions of contusions of the blood, after injuries and small painful boils. Now, Arnica montana 1M. This is considered as a very high potency of the Arnica montana. One should give it only after careful case analysis where all the medicinal symptoms of arnica and that given by the patient match perfectly. One should not repeat 1 potency. It can be given after 30 days once and waiting for the symptoms to disappear. Now, Arnica montana mother tincture. So, arnica in tincture form is taken orally by adding 10 drops in half a cup of water thrice a day. The tincture of arnica is also used externally and advised by many homeopaths to treat hair fall. Mix 10 drops of tincture in 50 ml of oil and apply the mixture to the scalp twice a week. It is effective in treating post injuries, bruises, mouth ulcers, bleeding gums, stop the bleeding, and reduce the soreness. Now, Arnica montana 3x and 6x, triturations. So this lower potency of Arnica montana work well to give temporary relief from sprain, minor muscle aches, and joint pains. So these are the various potencies and the doses of Arnica montana. I hope they are clear to you. So that's all. In conclusion, I want to say that Arnica montana, a wonderful and a powerful homeopathic medicine, especially known for its action on traumas, injuries, and emotional shock. Whether it's a fall, a bruise, or even post surgical recovery, arnica is often the first medicine to think of. Remember, while arnica is widely used remedy, it should be taken under proper homeopathic guidance for best results. So that's all. That's all for today. If you find this video informative, helpful, and especially valuable, so please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell for more insights into the world of homeopathy and holistic health. So thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of Arnica montana as a homeopathic medicine. Till then, take care, and until next time, see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. And thank you so much for watching this video.